Good morning dear students. Today I am going to explain chapter 4, that is refraction of light at plane surface. Do you know what is refraction? Refraction you have already studied in your class 7th and 8th and 9th also. So here again you have the same topic, that is refraction. What is refraction? Refraction is the change in the direction of the path of the light when it passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. Transparent medium like water, glass. So, when the light ray passes from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, then it changes its path. This process, this phenomena is called reflection. This is called refraction. The refraction of light is essentially a surface phenomena. When the light ray enters from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, then on its surface it changes its path. This is called the refraction. How it changes its path? When the light ray enters, then first we draw the normal at the point of incidence. Normal means the perpendicular at the point of incidence. When the light ray moves from optically rarer medium to the optically denser medium. As we know that in the rare place, if we walk or if we run, then we can easily run the place where we have the less crowd. Our speed decreases when we have a crowded place or crowded area. So the similar condition with the light also, when the light ray passes from rare to dense medium, then its speed decreases and it moves towards the normal. But when this light ray enters from denser to rarer medium, denser to rarer like glass to air, then it moves away from the normal because it gets more place to move. The third condition is when the light ray enters normally to the surface. When the light ray enters normally to the surface, then it returns back to the same path or in reflection, and it passes undeviated in refraction. It does not change its path. Here we are studying only refraction, so we'll show the refraction by the arrow. When the light ray enters normally to the surface, then it remains undeviated. It does not change its path. So here the question comes that what is the cause of refraction? Why does this refraction takes place? This refraction takes place because the speed of light is different in different medium. It changes from one medium to another. Because of that, refraction takes place. Refraction takes place because the speed of light changes with the changing medium. Next we have the laws of refraction. Next we have the laws of refraction. What is the law of refraction? Laws of refraction are, the first is the incident ray and the refracted ray. As we can see from these figures, the incident ray, this is the incident ray which strike the surface, which we get after refraction, that is refracted ray. This is the normal, this is the point of incidence. First law of refraction says that the incident ray, refracted ray and the normal at the point of incidence all lies on the same plane. This is the first law of refraction. Second law of refraction says that the ratio of sine of angle of incidence and the angle made by the incident ray and the normal is angle of incidence, and angle made by the refracted ray and the normal is angle of refraction. So the second is the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant quantity, which is called refractive index, is a constant quantity for a given pair of media. It remains constant for a given pair of media. For example, when we take air to glass, then it remains constant. From glass to air, it remains constant. For a given pair of medium, it always remains constant. So refractive index is defined as the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction in second medium. Next topic we have the effect of speed, frequency and wavelength due to refraction of light. The first is, when a ray of light gets refracted from a rarer to the denser medium, the speed of light decreases because it gets less place to move in denser medium. While if it is refracted from denser to rarer, it moves away from the normal, so its speed decreases. Next we have, the frequency of light depends on the source of light, so it does not change on refraction. Frequency does not change on refraction. And third is the wavelength. The speed of light in a medium is related to the wavelength. So speed is directly related to the wavelength. So if frequency is f, wavelength is lambda. We know that v is equals to f lambda. So lambda is equals to v by f. So when the light passes from rarer to denser medium, the wavelength decreases because the speed decreases. It is directly proportional. When it moves from denser to rarer, wavelength increases because the speed increases. Next we have, so I hope you all can understood, wavelength is equals to v by f because we know that v is equals to f lambda. Speed and wavelength, they are directly proportional. So when the speed increases, then the wavelength increases. When the speed decreases, then the wavelength decreases. When the light ray moves from rarer to denser medium, then speed decreases, so wavelength also decreases. Dense to rare, speed increases, so the wavelength lambda also increases. Next we have speed of light in different medium, relation between refractive index and speed of light. Refractive index of a medium is defined as, the first definition I have already explained, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction. The other definition we have, when the light ray passes from vacuum to other medium. Then we have the formula, the refractive index of a medium is equals to the ratio of speed of light in vacuum upon speed of light in a medium. Speed of light in vacuum is represented by c and in a medium it is v. So the formula becomes mu is equals to c by v. It is a pure ratio quantity, so it has no unit. The next topic is condition for a light ray to pass undeviated. We have for undeviated, condition for undeviated. We have the two conditions as I have explained. When the angle of incidence is equals to 0, when the light ray enters normally to the surface, then it remains undeviated. The second is when the refractive index of the first medium is equals to the refractive index of the second medium, then the light remains undeviated. It does not change its path. These are the two conditions in which the light ray remains undeviated. Next we have the relation between wavelength in two medium. Relation between wavelength in two medium. As we know that frequency is equals to v is equals to f lambda or f is equals to v by lambda. If the light ray travels in vacuum with the speed of light, then the speed of light is c. F is equals to, in place of v can write c by lambda. And in medium, when the velocity changes, then the lambda will also change. C by lambda, its velocity will be v and wavelength will be changed, so it will be lambda dash. But the frequency remains unchanged. So c by lambda is equals to v by lambda dash. So it will be lambda dash is equals to v by c into lambda. And in place of V by C, C by V is mu. Mu is equals to C by V, as I explained the definition. So V by C will be 1 upon mu. So it will be lambda by mu. So the formula will be mu is equals to lambda by lambda dash. This is the relation between the wavelength of the two medium and refractive index. Next we have the factors affecting the refractive index of the medium. The first is the nature of the medium. It depends on light. So the first factor which affect the refractive index is nature of the medium. If the speed of light is greater, then the refractive index will be greater. Sorry, it will be less, because mu is equals to C by V. Next we have physical conditions such as temperature. With the increase in temperature, the refractive index of the medium decreases. Why it decreases? Because we know that mu is equals to C by V. With the increase in temperature, the velocity also increases. If velocity increases, then the refractive index decreases. Then the color or wavelength. If the wavelength increases, then the refractive index of the medium also increases, because it depends on the velocity, and the velocity depends on wavelength. Next we have the principle of reversibility. According to the principle of reversibility, the path of a light ray is reversible. Means when the light ray enters at an angle and when it refracts, when the light ray enters from the other medium with the same angle of refraction, means when the angle of refraction becomes angle of incidence, then it remains with the same path. This is called the principle of reversibility. In this condition, only the refractive index changes. When the light ray enters from 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. So refractive index changes, mu 1 to 2, and here mu 2 to 1. So the formula becomes 2 mu 1 is equals to 1 upon 1 mu 2. This is the principle of reversibility. Next we have the experimental verification of the law of refraction. For the experimental verification of the law of refraction, take a glass, okay, and draw a perpendicular on it. One side place some pins and see its image on the other side and put the dot. Then remove the glass and join it. And join these 2 points of incidence. Okay, you will see that the light ray will change its path when we remove the glass, and when we join these 2 points of incidence, then we will see that this light ray of incidence, and this is the refracted ray which is inside the glass, and this is the emergent ray. Okay, when we draw a circle, this is the angle of incidence, angle of refraction. We will see that when the light ray moves from air to glass, then it moves towards the normal. Okay, and the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction will be a constant quantity, and incident ray, refracted ray at the point of and the normal at the point of incidence all lies on the same plane. It verifies the second law of refraction. Next we have refraction of light through a rectangular glass slab. As I explained, when we take a glass slab, draw its normal. This is the incident ray. When it enters from air to glass, then it moves towards the normal. This is the point of incidence. Here it moves, here it is air to glass, and here it is moving from glass to air. Means this refracted ray will behave like incident ray for the second surface. When it moves from dense to rare, it moves away from the normal. In this condition, we will see that these two, emergent ray and the incident ray, they will be parallel. This is the incident ray, so angle of incidence. This is the angle of refraction. And here, this is the angle of incident and angle of refraction. But it will behave like emergent ray because here it is incident, it is coming out from the glass. Okay. When we extend it, then the distance between the extended incident ray and the emergent ray is called the lateral displacement. Lateral displacement is the distance between the emergent ray and extended incident ray. Is called emergent ray. This lateral displacement depends on three factors. The first is thickness of the glass. Second is the angle of incidence, the angle at which it is incident. And third is the refractive index of the block. And the last topic is multiple images in a thick plain glass plate or thick mirror. It is removed from your syllabus. So you have to study till here. If you have any confusion in any topic, then you can ask. Thank you.